Great. Welcome, everybody. Please just let us know where you are signing in from. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a good day yesterday. I hope you went all in and all out, giving yourself permission to thrive, permission to be amazing and great and the wonderful women that you are destined to be. So I'm really looking forward to this session because there's just so much that we're going to be covering today. I hope you've done your vision boards. I unfortunately cannot see the comments on Facebook, but if you are joining us live, please just hashtag live. If you are joining us on the replay, please hashtag replay on Facebook. And because I would love to hear from you what your takeaway was from yesterday, and yeah, what your vision is for the future. Please share your visions for your future. The thing is, once you put it out there, you make it real. And if that is really something that you want, if you want, and who doesn't, if you want this amazing life for yourself, and you can really, you can feel it, and you can see it, and you can almost touch it. The more you spend time on thinking about that vision, and the more you put it out there, the more you put it on paper, on media, on digital, whatever, the more does it become real for you, and the more it becomes real for your subconscious mind. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the subconscious mind and how that works. But it is just so important that we have this picture, if that is what you want. I'm going to guess that if you are on this call and if you are joining this community, that you realize that it is actually time to just allow yourself to dream, allow yourself to change, allow yourself to be open to change, allow yourself to be on a level where you realize that this life doesn't have to be it wherever I am at the moment. Life can be so much more. Ladies, we all have it on insides of us, and we all have it inside of us to thrive and to live amazingly abundant, awesome lives. If that is not the life that you're living, then you are playing small, and it is time to step into this amazing person that you were destined to be. I'm going to recap. Thanks, Carrie Ann. Yes, of course. We are all busy people. I do get that. I am going to kick off just recapping on the different areas of our lives, and how we can remove the overwhelm, because I'm going to assume, depending on where you are at in your life, I'm going to assume that you're looking at your life thinking, you start getting excited, and you know, like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be amazing, I'm going to, and I want to go and do that, I want to change my career, I want to start a new business, my relationship isn't what it needs to be, I want to work on that, I want to become more spiritual, I want to become healthier, I want to yeah, you know, just I want to jump out of airplanes. You've got all these things that you're getting really, really excited about, and the things that you want to do, and that can be overwhelming, to say the least. Because where the heck do you start? You can't do everything at the same time. So I want to say to you, slow down, take a deep breath, and let it sink in. And we're going to do a little exercise now, and I will share this with you in also on the group, on the Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook community, please, please, please go and join the community. I sincerely encourage you being part of this community of women who are like-minded. Again, in my journey, found the moment I started surrounding myself with people with similar visions and similar goals, my life started changing, because I found myself in a space not only realizing I'm not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone with whatever you're going through. You're not alone. There's either someone in this community who has been there. There is either someone who is currently going through it. You're not alone. And that's one of the massive benefits of being in a community like this. But more importantly, the benefit of being in a community like this is to encourage each other, to uplift each other, to support each other, and to receive all of that. And it's okay to want to receive that. It's okay to want to receive support and love and upliftment, because nobody is always on a high. Nobody can always be on a massive, yeah, we are making it. Life happens. So I just want to recap on the different areas. Finances, romance, personal growth has to be there. Fun and recreation has to be there. You have to have fun. Life is not meant to be hard work all the time. Spiritual journey, did I mention family and friends? Contributions, so important to give back. And contributions doesn't have to be monetary contributions. It can be time, can be volunteering, can be helping others. Your physical environment is your home, and the people that you surround yourself with is crucial, by the way, to wherever you want to, whatever future you see for yourself. Health and fitness and business or career. So those are the different categories, and we're going to look more into them. So if you haven't done this already, please go and write down these categories. I did share it on Facebook as well. And ladies, if there's anything that I can help you with, or if you need this information, whatever it is that you need from me, send me a message. I'm there. So we're going to go through these categories, but if you haven't already gone through those categories and categorize them in terms of what is most important to you and what is least important to you. And I want to reiterate that remove the noise, remove other people's opinions, remove the expectations of society, remove your family and your friends' visions of where you should be. It's not their lives. They've got their own lives. They're the main character in their own movie. You be the main character in your movie. You decide what it is that you want. And if finances is one of your top priorities, that's okay. Give yourself permission to say to yourself, it's okay. Whatever it is for me is okay. And I accept it and I own it. Because I know we as women, and particularly in the culture that where I grew up in, South African culture, you're not meant to want money. It was either you want finance, money, or you want to be caring. It was either or. Because if you had a lot of money, inevitably you were not a caring and good person. Well, that is extremely far from the truth. It is so not true, because I know a heck of a lot of extremely wealthy people who are caring and who are giving back. A heck of a lot of people. So if that is a thought process, just simply remove it, because it is not true. So the exercise that I want to do with you is called the Wheel of Life, and many of you might have done it in your life before, or might have seen it, or might never have encountered it, but it is an extremely valuable exercise to do in different periods of your life. And that is why, to me, I think this is really important, to reduce the overwhelm and figure out where to focus, where to start focusing. So with this exercise, and again, I will share it with you, but with this exercise, first of all, you're going to categorize what is really important to you. And then you're going to, on this little wheel, you are going to, on a scale of 1, you're going to say, where am I currently? Where do I see myself currently? Let's just take personal growth. If your personal growth and development is, you feel it really needs work, it's not at all where you need it to be or where you want it to be currently, then you're going to pop a 1 over there on this little, on the wheel. Let me just see, I might have to admit someone in. No, okay. So if you are a 1, if you are nowhere close, you haven't even started your personal development journey, you're going to pop a 1 over there. And for every single category, you're going to do that. If your family and friends, if you believe your relationships are thriving and you are happy in your relationships, you've got the people around you, I have to say my family and friends is right up there at a 10 at the moment. It is, I couldn't be happier. But yeah, so if your family and friends is at a 10, then you give yourself a 10. Don't be shy. It is what it is. Okay? Don't judge yourself. Don't be shy. This is for you. This is from you, for you, to you. And go through every single category. Romance, finances, business or career. Again, your physical environment is your home and the people that surround you. Fun and recreation. If you ain't doing anything for fun, then you're probably going to be down at a 1. But if you're out there every weekend, sailing, surfing, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, then you are going to give yourself something higher. Contributions, spiritual and health. So every single category, you're going to look at where are you currently. Honestly, openly, this is just for you. The next step will be, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be in every single category? If you see yourself, your family and your friends at a 2, but you really want to make it work, you really need those relationships to be okay, then perhaps you want that to be a 10. Again, no judgment, no perfection. Nobody says your health needs to be a 10. It's up to you what you want your health to be. If you feel your health and your fitness is not important in your life right now, then it can be a 4 or 5 or a 6. It's okay. Whatever it is, it's okay. Right. So once you have done all of that, and of course, if you're watching this on replay, it's great. You can pause the video and you can go and do the exercise. But I would love for you to share the gaps. So the next step is going to be the gaps. If you want your family and friends to be a 10, and currently you're sitting at a 2, then you've got a gap. And that gap is 8. There's a difference of 8. And that's quite a big gap. Yeah. If you want your fitness and health to be a 5, and you're currently sitting on a 5, there's no gap. See where we're going with this. Powerful. This is really powerful. Because once you have determined where your biggest gaps are, and you know what is really important to you, you can do a comparison, and you can nail down the areas of your life where you want to start focusing on immediately. Immediately. You can literally start making changes immediately. I would suggest to have not more than 2 or 3 areas of your life to focus on right now. Because remember, every single area of your life, you're going to be doing some work. You're going to be peeling an onion. You're going to figure out what your beliefs are. You're going to look at your habits. You're going to look at your goals for every single area of your life. So don't overwhelm yourself. Decide on which areas you want to focus and park the rest. Here's the other secret about this. When you start working on certain areas of your life and you're really focused on making changes, you are during that process going to find that it is going to have a positive impact on other areas. You're going to find that some of them overlap. Like if you're going to be focusing on your business or your career and you're going to make a career change, you're inevitably probably going to increase your finances. If you make a change in your career or business, that's going to allow you more time with your family and your friends. Inevitably, that is going to change. Okay, I'm going to just stop sharing my screen for a second and make sure that I am allowing people in if they need to. Right, so that is the whole goal of this exercise. Is very often our overwhelm, our kind of, I have no freaking idea where to start. There's just so much to do. I've got this busy life. I don't have time. I don't have time to go and start exercising. I don't have the time and energy to put into my family and exercising and worrying about my finances and all at the same time stops us in our tracks. Because it's just so much, it's just too much to start, and so we just don't start. We just don't even get out of the starting blocks. I know the feeling. I've been there. So that is the value of this exercise. It is extremely powerful. And if you really sit down and you look into yourself and you figure out what it is that you want and how do you want it, and it's really, really powerful. So I encourage you to spend some time on this and really go through it. Right. So once you know which areas you're going to focus on, our next step is going to be to figure out what limiting beliefs or what beliefs do we have around these areas. And I can speak at length on every single one of these areas, by the way. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do next is I am going to share with you how our subconscious mind works and how important it is and why it is so freaking important to become aware of what is going on in our subconscious minds. Okay, I hope you can see the screen. It is a very busy screen, but it is really important that we have a full understanding of how our subconscious minds work. We have two minds. We have a subconscious mind and we have a conscious mind. Okay. So have this picture in your mind, hopefully your conscious mind, that you've got this small portion of your mind that contains all the information of your life. It's like a massive computer data bank. Remember, we think zillions of thoughts simultaneously every day. If you merely look around and you become aware of what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you touch, what you feel in any given moment, every single one of those senses has a thought. Every single one of those thoughts, in every second, in every minute of your life, gets stored in your subconscious mind. So what our subconscious mind does is it feeds, stores all the memories, and it feeds snippets. What it thinks it is important, it feeds to our conscious minds. Our conscious minds is where there's critical thinking, where there's logical thinking, short-term memory, willpower, 2 + 2 is 4. That's what happens in our conscious minds. No emotion, just it is what it is. Our subconscious minds is where your long-term memory is, your beliefs, your stories, your emotions, your habits, your addictions, your development, imagination, creativity, your spiritual connections, your values, your intuition, and most of all, it's protective. So what your subconscious mind does, it takes all these memories, it builds protective stories and beliefs. Its function is to protect you from getting hurt. The problem with that is it gets it wrong. It thinks it protects you based on things that have happened and things that it heard, events that happened, things that happen in your life. Apart from that, there is also a connection with your body. So this little picture that I have in the middle depicts your brain and your little body. And this is built on Bob Proctor, by the way. So there's a definite link between your thoughts, the energy that comes into your subconscious mind, and it flows through to your body. And it all happens on a vibrational level and with energy. And I don't want to go into detail in terms of exactly how it works. But this is how you react. Your subconscious mind flows through your body and you react. You talk, you laugh, you cry, your emotions come about. In your body, there's also a memory. If you broke your leg in a car accident when you were 5 years old, your body has a memory of that trauma that happened. When I was a child, I was swinging on a swing and I fell. The swing tumbled over and I fell. My body remembers that trauma from that day. Your body gets triggered and it sends vibrations and energy up to your subconscious mind, which causes a reaction. So it happens vice versa. Those stories and beliefs and traumas that happened to you, and particularly during your childhood, affects your daily life right now, right here. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you have traumas from your childhood that you haven't dealt with, that you haven't allowed yourself to feel, your subconscious mind is constantly triggering you. It also it causes you to react in certain ways. So when we talk, when we talk about limiting beliefs, we talk about beliefs that you have built up over the years that is preventing you from moving forward. Those beliefs causes fears, it causes triggers, and it stops you in your tracks and it will keep you stuck in a place. I talk a lot about abundance and about money because to me, that is one of the areas of our lives, and particularly with women, where it's actually easy to talk about the impact because you can see it. When you start thinking about your beliefs around money, what are they? What do you think about money? How do you feel about money? For me, most of my life, I didn't feel good. I lived and focused on scarcity. I grew up in a very poor environment, I want to say. 2-bedroomed house, shared the bedroom with my sisters and the bed, by the way, with my 2 older sisters. No blame, no nothing, no judgment, just it was what it was. And from there, my father amazingly designed this beautiful big house. We moved to a big house. Suddenly he was quite an icon in the town where I grew up. And he was a businessman. He was an ex-Springbok rugby player. He had a presence. But I know that there were comments passed. I wasn't the girl who got involved with gossips and stories, but I know there were stories around. People were talking like, the wealthier people in the community. We seemed wealthier. I don't even know whether we were, but. And there were these sides, these dual sides of you're either poor or you're wealthy. You know, which category do you fall in? There's nothing in between. You're either a poor person, you know, disadvantaged maybe, whatever your feelings are around scarcity and being not having money, to being a wealthy person, and as I said earlier, not being a caring person, because wealthy people cannot be caring. Wealthy people are evil. I mean, how many of these stories, if you really go and sit down and think about how you think and what are your stories around money, what are they? How many of these stories are true for you? Our subconscious mind, with all those stories that's there's just so much that you're not even aware of what you're thinking most of the time. It's there. It impacts you. It impacts our daily behavior. It impacts our emotions. It impacts how we talk, how confident we are. If you have a belief system of, I am not good enough, if you have a little girl in there that's hurt, that was never heard, if you have a little girl in there that got hurt, there's a story that I've told before about a little boy who was in a shop with his dad, in the shops with his dad, and as little kids do, he wanted a toy. And his dad was under pressure financially, and he was feeling the pressure, and he was just not there in the moment. And he initially said to the boy, no. And the boy asked again, because he was obviously not satisfied with his father's answer. He was a small young boy, and he asked again. By the third time, when the boy asked his father, I want a toy, the father was sitting with all his feelings of guilt and shame and scarcity, and I can't afford it, and he lashed out. And the first thought that came into the father's head was, you know, how naughty the boy was the day before. So he says to the boy, you can't get a toy because you don't deserve it. I get goosebumps every time I tell that story, because what that does to that little boy is it says to him, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to get this toy. I'm not good enough to get anything. His subconscious mind is so powerful that his subconscious mind now starts seeing things that might seem as though he's not good enough, and it affirms. It keeps affirming during his life, keeps affirming. Things happen, he looks through those set of glasses. So he gets to his 40s or 50s and he realizes, oh my gosh, I am not good enough. And when he really, really, really starts looking at it, and he starts spending time on those thoughts and those feelings, and he goes back, he realizes, but okay, this is where it started. And now as an adult, he can go back and he can challenge that belief. And he can look at it with an adult pair of glasses. And he can think, but it's actually not true. That was never true. It was never true. My dad didn't mean I wasn't good enough. My dad lashed out. If the boy was 8 or 10 at that point in time, he would have been able to recognize that his dad is just in a bad mood and let it go. But at that young age, he was not developed enough to rationalize what he just heard. And that thing that his dad said on that day impacted the rest of his life. Now do you understand why it is so freaking important to go and sit and figure out what your beliefs are? Take every single category of your life and write down and do the work. Because you're going to be amazed in terms of what you come up with. Keep asking yourself questions and try to get to the bottom of where it started. Because guaranteed, once you know where it starts, you can rationalize it and you can challenge it. I get emotional. Okay, so now that you have an idea of how our subconscious minds work and how powerful it is, and I can talk at liberty about it, we just don't have enough time to do that. I'm going to go over time anyways, as it is, but I am so thankful to you for being here and taking this moment, and I sincerely encourage you to go and do the work and just let me just stop sharing. Thank you, Kieran. I encourage you to go and do the work. It's hard work, but once you become aware of your thoughts, you can manage and control your thinking. And that is what I said right from the beginning, is you have the power to make a decision. You've got choice. You are in control of your thinking and of your destination. Believe it. But you've got to do the work and figure out what it is that's going on in your head. It's your head. If you have a home full of people, don't you want to know who lives in that home, in that environment? It's exactly the same thing. And I know it's scary. I have full understanding of how scary it can be to do the work. But boy, oh boy, when you've been through it, there is another world out there. Liberating, free, peace, contentment, meaning, fulfillment. That is what's on the other side of it. Don't let anything stop you from achieving that. Not time. You can make time. You can make time. I promise you. If you go and count, and I don't judge, honestly, don't judge. If you count the amount of hours that you sit watching Netflix series, what is that doing for you? What is that doing for your future? What is that doing in terms of your development? Yes, it's great. It's fantastic. It's a wonderful escape. But wouldn't some of that time be spent much better working on your own growth and your own development, your future? Going to leave it at that. So I want to just quickly touch on a few things that we tend to do to make us feel confident and better about ourselves. Many of us struggle with confidence and self-belief. As I said, when I ask the question, what is preventing you from moving forward? What is preventing you from living an amazing life? Why do you not have this permission to thrive? Then confidence comes up so often. So what gives us confidence? What makes us confident in being able to own ourselves, lift our shoulders, and be you? We use a lot of external feel-good kind of things to make us feel confident. We go shopping, makes us feel fantastic. And trust me when I say there's no judgment. Okay. We use makeup. We get a new hairstyle to uplift us and make us feel better. Manicures, pedicures. We often throw ourselves into our work. We work overtime. We start doing our work perfectly. We do it, it's got to be perfect. Perfect reports, perfect whatever. We go out and we try and excel in everything that we do. Perfect mother, perfect partner. We eat to feel better. Yeah. And amongst us, we also do other, dare I say, addictive practices like alcohol, drugs, party. And there's a place for all of these external feel-good things. Absolutely. I love a glass of wine or a cocktail. No judgment. But here's the thing. Those external factors come and go. The minute you've received a few compliments, oh my gosh, you look so amazing. It feels fantastic to hear you look amazing. But it fiddles. At some stage, it goes, doesn't it? So what I want to say is the shopping and the hairstyle and makeup and all those external factors, they are all temporary. No judgment. But when we start doing things like inner child healing, when you go back and you heal that little girl, when we do things that is good for our minds and our soul, like we start doing yoga, we start exercising more, we meditate, pray, that is internal factors. When we get mentorship, when we volunteer, when we help other people, those are internal feel-good factors. When we get therapy, so working on our inner noise and coaching, those are all inner factors, and those feel-good inner work is way more permanent, and it's more everlasting, and it means so much more for your future than the external ones. Netflix is great. I've watched plenty Netflix series and I loved every moment of it. It's a fantastic escape. But working on your inner feel good, doing this inner work is permanent. Your future self will thank you. So what holds us back? Okay, I'm going to mention a few things that generally hold us back. And the first one is us. You are your own worst enemy. You are the person. You know what? We can be in a toxic relationship and we can label the other part, our partners, as narcissists, psychopaths, whatever is appropriate for them. We can blame them. But ultimately, when we think about it, and this is not a shift of blame, there's no space for blame, by the way, in personal development and growth. when we shift and we start looking at why we were there. Why were we there? We were there, we made a choice, we made a decision, we probably even saw the red flags. We still chose to dive in for whatever reasons. Doesn't make us a weak or a lesser person. It's just, it's fact. It's real. Whatever it is that it brought us to a situation, whether it's self-belief, whether it's self-acceptance, lack of self-love, lack of forgiveness for yourself, lack of feeling worthy, feelings of guilt and shame. We don't have the time to go into feelings of guilt and shame, but ladies, any decisions, any behavior that you do as a result of guilt or shame, don't go there. When you make a decision, an important decision in your lives, you've got to remove the guilt and the shame from it. Guilt and shame will keep you vibrating extremely low. They are powerful, disabling feelings. If you want help of getting rid of those, let it, I can help. I've been there. What else holds us back is traumas that we have not dealt with. If you had huge loss in your life, if you have gone through a divorce, if you've moved countries, careers, whatever it is, whatever change, whatever trauma you had in your life, if you are the woman, like most of us, who puts a plaster on and carries on with life and put your mask on and I'm okay, I'll be fine, I'm strong, and you have not dealt with it, it's going to hold you back. It's going to prevent you from moving forward. Our fears hold us back. Whatever decisions you make based on fear is probably going to be the wrong decision. Don't make any decision based on fear, and particularly a lack of. Don't go marry the guy with the red flags because you're scared of being alone. You see, that's what I did. I saw my kids leaving home. I saw my empty nest coming along, and I thought, okay, this is going to be great. Our fears of failure, of looking bad. How am I going to look in the eyes of? Sometimes we've got a fear of success. Think about it. Sometimes we've got this picture of what success looks like. Again, successful people, evil people, nasty people, people are selfish, people that don't care. So far from the truth. Success in your mind is what you make of it. If you're going to be that horrible, selfish woman as a successful woman, then that is what's going to happen, yeah. But if that's not your reason for being successful, then you're not going to be that woman. Scarcity and fear of being alone, of course. Our environment holds us back, and I know I'm going to go over time, and I am really cognizant of your time, and I really appreciate you being here and helping me catch up on day one. Our environment holds us back. Our environment, meaning the place you live and the people that you surround yourself with. If your people are not surrounding, are not supportive of your growth, of your amazing future, if they're not uplifting, if they don't show love and respect and kindness, then they are not your people. This sounds harsh, but then they are not your people. And then they are holding you back. Comparing ourselves to others. Oh my gosh, do not compare yourself to other people. You have not walked in their shoes. And particularly do not compare yourself to the Instagram photos and the Facebook photos. Not everybody's lives. This is a perfect picture that they are creating. So many of them are edited and filtered and whatever. They have not walked in your shoes. You have not walked in their shoes. Do not compare yourself. This is something that I was challenged with as a life coach, is seeing all these beautiful videos, perfect videos, webinars, all perfectly done, perfectly put together. When I was a young girl, I played piano, and oh my goodness, I had 2-3 years of experience. I was comparing myself to, if you can remember, the Richard Clydermans. Oh, he was gorgeous. The Liberace's of this world. I thought after 3 years of some lessons and practicing, and by the way, I hated practicing scales, I was going to be that. And I didn't measure up, so I didn't think I was good at it. Support. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I don't want to do this alone. I want support. I don't have any support, so I'm not going to do it. Don't allow that to stop you in your tracks. Make a start. Because once you start making a start, the support will come. I promise you that. Perfectionism, on the same kind of line as the previous one, comparing. But ladies, there is no such thing as doing anything. Perfectionism is a killer. Wanting to do things perfectly is going to keep you where you are. Right where you are, wherever that is. You're going to look back in 2 years' time and you're not going to have made a start because you wanted to do it perfectly. If you have the tendency for doing things perfectly, you've got to do whatever work you need to do to let it go. And very often, there's a whole lot of subconscious beliefs and stories behind the perfection. There's a hurt child behind the perfection. There's a child probably that didn't get the acknowledgement from her father or her parents or her environment when she was young. Go and do the work. Confidence holds us back, and I just touched on confidence. Procrastination, if you're procrastinating, again, there's stuff behind it. Figure out why. Ask yourself the questions. Why? 7 times. Keep asking. 7 times. Write down your question, write down your answers, and get to the bottom of what is behind whatever it is that is stopping you from moving forward. Not taking action. Same as procrastination, I suppose. But we've got all these dreams and beliefs and hopes for the future, but we're just not doing anything about it. Why? And then our stories and beliefs and our subconscious mind keeps us back, holds us back. Expectations from ourselves more than often. We've got these extremely high expectations of what we should be and how we should be, and or society or people have these expectations. I often said, I was in a relationship once, and this person kept putting me on a pedestal. I kept saying to him, you're putting me on a pedestal, don't. He saw something in me that I didn't see myself. Instead of doing the work, instead of figuring out, but okay, what is it that he sees in me that I didn't see myself? I told him to stop putting me on a pedestal. No. Allow people to put you on a pedestal, but figure out why is it that you're not seeing what they're seeing, because they see something in you that, you know, that's there, that should be there. And maybe it's time for you to see what they see. Allow yourself, give yourself permission. And then we also wait for the perfect time. Oh my gosh, yes, we wait for the perfect time. And then you get into your 50s and you realize, but there will never be a perfect time. I'm going to share my screen because I believe you need to see this picture, and bless my lovely daughter's heart for bringing this to mind, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I hope you see the screen. A while ago, I realized that, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, I'm sure she doesn't, but I realized my daughter, who's in her 20s, and she's not the only one, there's many girls, kids in their 20s, I believe, that is being held back by beliefs around what work is and what it should be. So we started having conversations about, okay, what is this picture of yours in terms of how do you see work? And kind of, this is the picture. There's not this one, but she had a picture in her mind of this person sitting behind his desk. So think about the picture that you have in mind in terms of this area that you want to work on. And your homework for today is, please go and share in the group what you believe is holding you back. Spend some time to go and unpack. Go and sit down and be your own best friend. Sit down with a pen and a piece of paper, and just start writing down what exactly comes up for you. What beliefs comes up in terms of whatever area of your life you believe you need to focus on right now. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. If you need any information shared, please reach out to me. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow again. You may just stop sharing my screen again. Come back. Come back. Right. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something. I hope that you're going to be doing this work. I hope that during these few days you are going to give yourself permission to thrive. You're going to start dreaming big, and you're going to start thriving. In tomorrow's session, we are going to talk about how to kind of get over some of these things that holds us back. And I'm really excited about that session. And I am wishing you a fantastic day further. And thank you so much for being here. We will do this again tomorrow. Thank you.